Are you ready to kickstart your week with some dirt slinging and tire slaying action motorsports radio that packs the biggest guests?
Hi, Ken Block here.
Hey, my name's Jolene Van Butte.
What's up, Brian Deegan?
Vaughn Ginn Jr. here.
They've been thrown into one show that has broken down the barriers of what a motorsports radio show should be. This is the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor, with support from General Tire, KMC Wheels, Dirtfish, Gibson Exhaust, and MTX Audio, with your host, who also happens to spend his weekends flying 800 horsepower trucks through the dirt, Jim Beaver.
When was the last time you saw an off-road or rally driver begging to get behind the wheel of a NASCAR IndyCar? Yep, not happening, but you sure see these pavement racers begging to drive our cars.
And his partner in crime every week, a self-proclaimed Canadian moto chick who was jumping triples and taking podiums before most guys even learned to ride, Amy Hood.
No one knows how to say my last name. Like, is it really that hard? Amy Hood, like I'm from the hood. Don't get it twisted.
Sit back, strap in, and be prepared to join us as we take you through a motorsports ride like no other. Here is the man who carries a steering wheel in one hand and a mic in the other, Jim Beaver.
What is going on? Good morning and welcome to the Down and Dirty Radio Show powered by Polaris Razor with General Tire. Coming at you here live from the 2016 Best in the Desert General Tire Vegas to Reno race. We're here in Las Vegas at the Aliante Resort and Casino here on the parking lot. Contingency row just getting started, and oh, man, what a heck of a crowd. I think looking at total entries, we're around 350 entries for this race. That's including trick trucks, class 1500 buggies, UTVs, motorcycles, quads, ATVs, pros, rookies, amateurs, heroes, and goats, and everything in between. So, man, this is one of the most epic off-road events of the year. Put it right up there, as far as stateside off-road races with the Mid 400 and with the Parker 425 and General Tire Vegas to Reno. This is 20th anniversary of the race. Used to be known as the Nevada 500 way back in the day for some of you off-road purists and guys that have been around for a while, but. Man, this one kicking off here. It's a 2-day race, special edition. Normally it's point-to-point, boom, Vegas to Reno, all in one day on a Friday, about 550 miles, and changing it all up this year and running. It's about 650 miles this year, but running 2 different days. So racing on both a Friday and Saturday, running 350-ish miles both days. And going to crown a winner in Reno on Saturday night. So this is a very special Vegas to Reno, and people have turned out in force. Got a layover at night at Tonopah in Tonopah, Nevada. Those of you who haven't been to Tonopah, man, what a special town. Let's put it that way, man. Tonopah, very, very special. Kind of the halfway point between Vegas and Reno, literally, and. Man, some interesting characters there at Tonopah. But anyways, that's a halfway point. They're going to hit that Friday evening layover there. But right now, things getting started here at Contingency Row at Vegas to Reno. Sitting here at the General Tire booth. Got my General Tire teammate Jerry Zayden's 6100 truck to my right. And to my left, my buddy C.J. Hutchins' Class 1500 car. Both of them no strangers to the winner's circle. And I know C.J., he's won this Vegas to Reno race a few different times. So, C.J., man, just a solid competitor. Putting his car in the top 5 in qualifying yesterday. That's right, qualifying going down here at Vegas to Reno yesterday. And C.J. Hutchins putting his car in the top 5. Looking at those overall, we'll give you a full rundown of qualifiers later on. But Rob McCachran, he found the pole in the number 2 spot in a 1500 car. Rob McCachran, obviously in a trick truck, in the number 11. Harley Lettner in the number 1570. He found the 2nd spot, and he is the lead 1500 car. And then you got Jason Voss in 3rd, Andy McMillan in 4th, both in trick trucks. And then the second 1500 car finding his way into the top 5 it is C.J. Hutchins. So, man, it's one heck of a top five there. 2 1,500 cars in there, 3 trick trucks. Definitely a shakeup. And then the big news is, though, all the way back to third and 1,500 is in the 15th spot. So another 10 cars back. So heck of a lead Harley Letner and C.J. Hutchins going to have right out of the box. Man, props to CJ for making that happen. Always fast, and he knows this Vegas to Reno course. Looking forward to catching up with him in this hour we're doing here out at Vegas to Reno. We got my General Tire teammates, CJ Hutchins, obviously. We got Jerry Zayden in the Camberg truck, teaming with Alex Figge, Jason Campbell. He's going to be on air here in a little bit as well. We got Azuña Jim Riley, my buddy Jim Riley from Azuña Tequila, also my General Tire teammate. He is going to be on tap later on today, too. And those of you who missed it, we did a very, very fun interview this week on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, the weekly nationally syndicated edition. You can go back at downanddirtyshow.com, iTunes, and all over the place. Also catch it on one of our national re-airs this Saturday on the Sports Byline Network. But we had Jim Riley, on air for an interview and talked a lot about this race. Super fun interview. Jim, one of my good friends. We've pitted together at races. He's got such an amazing company. If you haven't tried Azuña Tequila out yet, I don't know what you're waiting for. And if you have and don't remember it, it's because it's that good. But yeah, man, Jim Riley, he's going to be on tap as well. And then my Polaris Razor teammate and General Tire teammate Mark Burnett. Mark Burnett, he's going to be on air in this hour as well. We're going to talk a little bit about razors and General Tires, and he's also part of the Freestyle MX Tour. Coast to coast, 150-ish dates a year out at off-road events. He's out at NASCAR events, county fairs, you name it. He's got a traveling circus of freestyle motocrossers, and they're bouncing around the country, putting on shows. And Mark Burnett, no stranger to backflipping razors himself. So we're gonna talk a little bit to Mark Burnett later on in this hour as well. So full grid, full slate, and we've also got one of the General Tire models, Ashley, here. So I think we're gonna sneak her on air as well at some point, and find out what's happening with Ashley. But lots happening here. It's a great weather today. Actually, we were expecting uber hot temps, and don't get me wrong, it's hot, and it's definitely going to be hot Friday and Saturday. And I'm talking with Jim Riley. It's all about hydration. Drivers who haven't done that yet, it's too late at this point. They're guzzling water, and day late, dollar short. But those that haven't done it yet, or those that have, man, they started a week plus ago. And really getting dialed in. But, it's a beautiful day, actually, here in the shade. We got a slight breeze blowing, and trucks really trying to get through contingency early today, get things done, wrapped up. So later on today, they can relax and, get ready for tomorrow's kickoff to the race. So, it's... great crowd here. I know sitting across from Method Wheels, got KC Highlights and MTX Audio there to my left, both sponsors of the Down and Dirty Radio Show. And, lots of UTVs, man. I'm looking through these builds and talking with the guys. These UTV builds off the chain lately. Seriously. Crazy UTV builds going on. It's the easiest way to put it. Crazy UTV builds going on, 60 plus of them here at this event, and I gotta say it's pretty darn crazy to see how they've taken the off-road industry by storm, man, and legends dropping in, and obviously Larry Ragland, we got Reese Millen running, we got Tyler McQuarrie, he bounced all over the grid racing just about everything. Larry Rossler's racing won this event. It's wild, man. UTVs and Polaris Razors, man. It's the hot ticket out here, and not only that, but General Tires are here, and got the brand new General Tire X3 on display. Those are hitting stores nationwide, your local tire dealers, I believe here in a couple of weeks. But General Tires, some of the best darn off-road tires and and performance tires that money can buy. We're out here, got their beautiful semi behind us, and taking it all in, checking it all out, and a ton of fun out here at Vegas to Reno. So we're going to take a short commercial break here, and we come back. We're going to start rolling out some interviews here at Best of the Desert Vegas to Reno 2016 edition, courtesy of General Tire. I'm your host, Jim Beaver. Make sure and hit me up at JimBeaver15 on Twitter and Instagram if you got any questions. Got any questions for any of these drivers? I want to hear them. At JimBeaver15, make sure and tweet me. And we'll be back with General Tire here and the Down and Dirty Radio Show powered by Polaris RZR after this commercial break. Your life demands a tire that provides durability, comfort, and performance, and that's what General Tire delivers for you. From the all-season grip of the Grabber UHP to the comfort and on-road manners of the Grabber HTS to the durability and off-road traction of the Grabber AT2, General has a tire that will help get you where you need to go. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible, because with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
Hey, I'm RJ Anderson, factory Polaris driver, and I drive Polaris because it's the most capable, race-ready off-road vehicle on the market.
When R.J. Anderson wanted to set a world record for the longest UTV jump in history, not once but twice, what company did he trust? Polaris and their championship-winning RZR XP 1000. R.J. is a UTV champion behind the wheel of Polaris vehicles, and he exclusively trusts the Polaris RZRs to bring him race wins and championships against some of the toughest off-road racers in the world. The same Polaris RZRs R.J. has won championships in, set world records in, and conquered the Wall of Death in XP1K2 are available to you at your local Polaris dealer. Take the advice of world record holder R.J. Anderson and visit Polaris on the web at Polaris.com to see the full lineup of Polaris RZR vehicles, or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Polaris RZR. Are you looking for a place to push yourself behind the wheel and see how your driving skills stack up? Dirtfish Rally School is that place. Located on 315 acres of pristine automotive playground at the foot of the Cascade Mountains in Snoqualmie, Washington, right outside of Seattle, Dirtfish Rally School is a one-of-a-kind place where everyone from first-time drivers to seasoned professionals like Bucky Lassick and Antoine Lestage can push themselves to their limit. Whether driving the high-performance, rally-prepped all-wheel drive Subaru Impreza STI is what you're looking for, or you'd rather hang it all out in the rear-wheel drive Subaru BRZs, Dirtfish Rally School has something for everyone. Classes are available from 2 hours to 3 full days and feature instructors with over 150 years of combined racing experience. Whether you're looking to become the best and get an edge on the competition, or just looking to freshen your skills behind the wheel, Dirtfish Rally School is the place to go. For more information on registering for classes, visit Dirtfish on the web at dirtfish.com, or to check out the latest happenings from Dirtfish, follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Dirtfish Rally. For 100 years, General Tire has provided tires for your lifestyle, your adventure, your anywhere. Born from competition, the Grabber tire offers the durability and off-road traction you demand in a tire. We put these tires to the test in the harshest off-road racing conditions to give you a tire that will make your anywhere possible. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us photos at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible. Because with General Tire, anywhere is possible. Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris RZR. I'm your host, Jim Beaver, and having some problems with the mixer here. Waiting on a few of these General Tire drivers to show up here. We'll start cycling them in for some interviews here on the show. Like I said, actually a pretty darn nice day out here. Out here hanging out at Vegas to Reno. Looks like we got my buddy, is this Jim Riley rolling through, and his 6100 truck, and I'm sure we'll be able to grab Jim Riley and snake him in here for an interview here shortly. Like I said, also we got Jerry Zayden, Mark Burnett, CJ Hutchins. Got a full slate of General Tire drivers on tap today. Definitely looking forward to getting these boys dialed in and finding out what's in store for us out here at 2016 Vegas to Reno. Going back down that list of qualifiers. I know we talked about it earlier. Rob McCachran, obviously on the pole. We got Harley Lettner, Jason Voss, Andy McMillan, C.J. Hutchins. Then after that, we got B Money, Las Vegas local Bryce Menzies, Luke McMillan, Justin Matney in that four-wheel drive truck, and then we got Lalo Laguna, Tracy Groff, Justin Lofton, your Mid 400 winner. We've got Serapis in the 88 truck. We got Cameron Steele, BJ Baldwin, and Parkhouse round out your top 15. Then farther down the list, Josh Daniel in that twin turbo trophy truck. And after Josh Daniel, it's Gilbert, Romano, Knuckles, and Barry, followed by Thompson, Strobel, Potts, Pullman, and Dean. And then we got Troy Herbst and my buddy Scott Whipple. We got Terzo in Terzo, Ruane, and Tulls. And then we got Jeff Geiser. Love seeing Jeff Geiser back out here. We got Chase, Vest, Mills, Tim Herbst. And then kind of weaving our way down the list, we got Hunstead, Ologist, Kirkmeyer, Baldy, and Rockhill. And then Nelson, Walker, Peterson, Bailey, and Trim and Brown. So that's the rundown there. And, it's just it's just a mix and match there. It looks like a lot of drivers opting not to qualify. 2-day event, and just skipping out on the qualifying, saying, hey, we're gonna skip that, 2-day event, let the event come to us. And like we know in off-road, it's not about where you qualify, it's all on time. So regardless of where you qualify, you start at different, you may start an hour back of the lead car, but it's all about your time at the finish line. You're fighting the clock, not the other drivers. And as we saw a few years back, I believe it was Robbie Gordon came from like 60th start position, and ended up I think getting second overall at Vegas to Reno and winning the Class 1500 race. So that's a glorious thing about desert racing. Anything can and anything can and will happen, and just as we speak, got a 8100 vehicle, sportsman vehicle here. Got some nice General Tire grabbers on it. My buddy Jim Riley rolling through there as well. It's full grid of General Tire cars rolling through. It looks like a 1500 car behind him. Can't see who it is, but they're on General Tires as well. So, 1, 2, 3. General Tires ruling things out here at Vegas to Reno, at least where we sit out in front of me. But always love seeing that truck of my buddy Jim Riley's. It's a good looking truck, and represents his sponsors well, and obviously Azuña Tequila got the name Azuña Jim, but Jim Riley doing a solid job marketing his program, and uber fast. I know what was it, about a year or so back, we were racing 2 years ago, we were racing Mid 400 and pitting together as we do at some of the races, and Jim Riley, I was at a bum qualifying run, and Jim obviously they don't qualify in 6100. He started actually not far behind me, like 10 spots back, something like that, and into the first lap I pull into the pits, and they do a full service on me. I go out and shoot. Jim Riley, it weaves in and out, and there's a few miles in between. But the way it zigs and zags, you can see. And so I finish my lap, or I go out of the pits, and they're a few miles back. The way this thing weaves, I can see him coming in, and I went, man, Jim Riley, hell of a job he was doing, just wheeling that 6100 truck, and just a hair off trophy truck time. So Jim, a heck of a driver, and solid effort by him in that Mid 400. But he's done nothing but progress his truck. Truck is getting faster, doing better, and great to have him. And I know talking with him, it's he's the one big advocate. Works with a lot of these hydration companies and fitness and things like that. And talking with Jim, he's really been hydrating and working on that. Does Vegas to Reno solo. He's done it the long way solo, and this one they call it the long way, but broken up into 2 days, a little bit easier on the body. But Jim has definitely had a definitely done a solid job on his fitness and being able to solo these races like he has. So looking at full schedule today for Vegas to Reno, your schedule of events. Kicking things off, obviously, yesterday with qualifying, but today, Thursday, we got Contingency Road happening here at the Aliante Resort and Casino from 8 a.m. to 4:45. Car, truck, UTV, motorcycle, and quad. Contingency. So if you're in the Las Vegas area, seriously, we're here at the Aliante. Don't know if you've got time off work or what, or a lunch hour and you're close, make your way out here. Come check it out. Lots of vendors. You got T-shirts. You can grab something to eat. Check out all the race vehicles. They're going to be cycling in throughout the day. All day long, we're going to have race vehicles out here. So lots to see and do. But, if you got time, make your way out here. Check things out. Got my buddy Jim Riley rolling up right now. It looks like we'll see if we can snag him for an interview here in a second. But Zunia Jim Riley looking sharp there. Got his representing the sponsors like he's doing and doing a solid job. But make your way out here to Las Vegas. Check things out. Come say hey. I'll be out here hanging out. And signing autographs and doing all kinds of stuff around here. I'll be at General Tire for, here doing live radio for a bit, and then after that I'll be bouncing around. So if you see me, bright red General Tire shirt today, representing, make your way out here and say what's up. Would love to hear from you guys, see you guys, and those of you got any questions for any of these drivers you got coming up, remember, at JimBeaver15 on Instagram and Twitter. Continuing on to these scheduled events, things kick off tomorrow, race day. I guess if you're in Nevada, if you're out and around, make sure and check things out. Things kicking off tomorrow. And, we got Jim Riley rolling up here, and oh, man. Sometimes I swear you guys wish you knew what really went on in a live remote. There's a reason why we're on radio and not video, right? But we got Jim. We'll see if we can get him mic'd up here. You there, Jim? We got you mic'd up, buddy?
Hey, what's happening?
Oh, nothing, man. Just I got to tell you, I know you and I were talking earlier this week about hydration, and it's still the case, but weather not horrible today yet, right?
No, it's not. Well, here's the thing. We're not standing out in the dirt.
Yeah, that's it. We're here in the shade. There's a breeze blowing through. I'm going, it's been worse. Let's put it that way.
It has been worse for sure, but, yeah, keep hydrating. I've had a lot of people mention to me they read the article on Besson Desert about hydration. It's a good 4 pages of information. They were very appreciative, so hopefully more people got that message. We want to keep them safe out there.
Yeah, well, it's funny you mentioned that, and I've just been having a text conversation. My good friend Jolene Van Vught, everybody knows who Jolene is from Nitro Circus, and that she just was telling me she went out on she's really fit, one of the fittest women I know. Always running, biking, and stuff like that. She went on a long mountain bike ride yesterday, and she had to have an IV put in her. She got heat exhaustion, and that was on the East Coast, and wow. She just said, she's like, I'm aware of heat exhaustion. I know how to prepare for it, and she's like, it still got me.
Yeah, and we've got 2 days of racing.
Yeah.
It's kind of the talk of the pits. You've talked to a few people today already, but everybody's talking about 2 days of racing.
Yeah, it's gnarly. How do you prepare for that? I mean, obviously we've run long events before. Vegas to Reno, you and I have talked about it. I've soloed it. I know you've soloed it. And a lot goes into that. But 2 days, I mean, it's not quite as long each day, but it's still a haul, over 300 miles each day.
Yeah, Jim, I think it's just about being smart in the in-between times. Getting good rest tonight and being on point in the morning. But, when you get to the finish line tomorrow, get out of your element, relax, and get, again, rehydrated, fueled up, and get back to where you can be ready for the next day. And hopefully you've came here in physical condition to do this race. I mean, you got to remember back in the day, off-road guys, we didn't even talk about physical fitness. I don't want to see what my weight was back then, but yeah. I think I was on the lighter side too.
Yeah, well, and it's funny we talk about that because I've started trying to lose some weight, and I've dropped about 20 pounds, but it's it can, off-road, it's just something sometimes you forget about, and then all of a sudden you look in the mirror, you look on the scale, and you're like, oh, man, I'm a bit out of shape here, and it's like, snapping out of it because it does make a difference in these cars. I mean, especially in a race like this, you get tired, and, if the fitness level's there and you've hydrated right, I mean, at the end of the day, you can definitely tell the difference, when you race and you are fit and when you race and you're not.
Well, and also you got to look at the vehicles now compared to before. More classes are competitive. 6100s, trophy trucks, class 1s, 12 cars, trophy lights. All these guys are so competitive because the equipment is caught up. Now little things like physical fitness and pit teams, little things are making a major difference now.
Yeah, well, and I know that's what's crazy about off-road. We used to talk, if you just finished, you were going to have a solid result in most of the classes, and then you were dealing in minutes. Oh, I can shave a minute off, here or there. Now we're dealing in seconds. I mean, these races are being determined by seconds, and you used to think that was a NASCAR thing. Now it's in our sport, 500-mile race, and we're being determined by a handful of seconds.
Yeah, no, it's pretty amazing. One thing that we've really tightened up this year too, talk about preparation, is our communication. So we work closely with Rugged, and those guys have done a great job for us. But dialing in your communication and your pit teams and your equipment on that side can also be critical in these long races. You're coming into a pit, they need to know what's going on with your car, exactly what they need to do to get you back on the road too.
Yeah, for sure. And speaking of that, at Cruise, we talk about, driver, fitness and hydration and stuff like that. I mean, I know in years past we've had some of our crew guys, and granted, a night or two before the race, they may have got into the Azuñia bit or something like that. But, those guys being hydrated too. I mean, it's not only a long event for the drivers, but those guys, I mean, they're out there in the heat and the pits and things like that. I mean, it takes a toll on them, and keeping those guys in shape is, A+ too.
Yeah, it goes back to good preparation. We were buying waters for the pit trucks yesterday, and normally one-day race, 20 cases might be enough. Costco, people were buying pallets out there. It's like, well, if you think about it, 3-4 waters each guy per day, it's a lot of water, So there's so many factors in off-road that the average person doesn't even consider or think about that we've got to deal with here,
Yeah, well, and it's just the logistics, and I talk about, pit support books, and people outside of our sport, what are you talking about, And, somebody that goes and races their local dirt track or something like that, they don't understand the logistics involved in, moving. I know me, we, an event like this, we've generally got about 4 chase trucks. In Baja, obviously, things get ramped up a notch, but, here it's about 4 chase trucks and guys, hopping pits and things like that. And, the logistics of running them and having them in the right place at the right time with the right equipment and, and then you've got, you factor in hotels and gas stops, and there's a lot that goes into it.
It's monumental.
Yeah. And
that sums it all up.
Yeah, the average person just doesn't totally get it. But how's the truck looking? I know we had you on air this week on the national show, and we got talking about so many things. We didn't really talk about the race program too much, but I know you've done a lot of work. I mean, that truck is leaps and bounds different than than when it was built.
Yeah, and I think that's the case with most vehicles out there. You evolve into what works for you and your driving styles and the class. We've got a lot of top builders building 6,100 trucks now, so we've had to evolve our own truck, being the first one out there, trying to figure out what works with the spec motor. Fortunately, if you look around the contingency today, there's great manufacturers out here, of all sorts, and certainly we have our favorites, but the truck's working great, and we continue to evolve. I'm just looking at the Grabber X3 behind you, and even the tire companies keep stepping it up and coming up with new stuff. So testing's always challenging, trying to figure out what works the best, but we're pretty dialed in.
Yeah, well, and I know, I was just talking with a good mutual friend of ours, Ryan Arciero.
Yeah. And
we were just talking before we went on air, and I really think that, in the off-road industry, we're at a crossroads right now, and it's a positive crossroads, but I really see in the next 2 to 3 years, you look at the way the UTV industry has taken off and the tire manufacturer support, and we both wear the General Tire hat, but at the end of the day, General Tire will even tell you it's good to have competition.
Yeah.
And all the tire manufacturers, and I see, the OEMs, they're starting to get back involved to an extent, and I think we're at a real positive, wave here, and I see things ramping up, and I think it's all good.
Yeah, it's nice. It kind of ebbs and flows, and I think you're right. We are kind of on a wave up. You see a lot of new products out there. There's new companies out here at Tech, so it's exciting to see more people coming to the table.
Yeah, and talking about this, not often you can get this many people and companies and trucks and and just people here in an asphalt parking lot in Vegas in August. But here we are, and it's happening, right?
Yeah. And speaking of which, I want to bring up a little bit of a topic that not a lot of people talk about in off-road, especially, is that we need to be involved as racers in any of the efforts to save our desert lands for OHV use. I went to a land use meeting last week. I mean, nobody wants to be involved with the politics of saving our land, but that's part of the problem. I went to this meeting, Parks and Recreation put it on. It's in California, and it was very poorly attended by our industry. And if you really think about the ramifications, if we lost more off-road area, all these manufacturers, they've got less products going out because less people are off-roading. So anything you can do out there to help support off-road use of lands and reaching out to your state. What I didn't realize, California sets the standard for off-road highway use across the nation.
Really?
So if all of a sudden California starts cutting back on OHV use, you can imagine other states will follow suit. So anyways, it's a short little political plug to get involved where you can to save our lands. If you see things pop up on Facebook or Instagram, take a second to read it and see if there's a way you can help or at least put a vote in, you know?
Well, and I agree. And I think a lot of us as off-roaders and I'd be guilty, just as much as everybody else. I try and get to as many meetings as I can, but, sometimes there's a meeting going on and you're like, somebody else will take care of it. It's always, well, we know it'll get taken care of by somebody, but it seems like that somebody is the same handful of people every time.
Yeah, well, this is my 11th year racing, and it was the first meeting I've ever been to, of a governmental process and trying to protect our lands. I felt guilty about it, but then you're right. I looked around. There was nobody I knew there. You've got a lot of people, local people that live in the desert areas that are actually helping us as racers to protect those lands. And I put a post on. I said, I'd love to see all my sponsors get involved in saving our land use, So, anyways, something to think about, right?
Yeah, there's always, and like we know, and just with this race, I know there was a fight there, and Best in the Desert was able to keep a certain portion of the course, but there for a while it was up in the air. And, they've got people coming from all directions, and there's people out there, for one reason or another, they don't want us out, enjoying the desert and enjoying the lands, and, it's a fight. Yeah,
well, and, it's the tax dollars that our manufacturers put into the system that help protect those lands too. So imagine if those tax dollars go away. And that's part of the thing that the Parks and Recreation didn't fully understand until about a year ago, the magnitude of what we're doing out here. They're just not a part of the process or what we're doing. So that's why the education's so important to them, to show them how much we care, that we do love the land, and that there are manufacturers that are putting a lot of tax dollars into that system.
I got to say, your truck went by a few minutes ago. I'm digging the Darth Vader look on it this year.
I've heard that reference several times this year. We just wanted to do something different. It's always fun for us to switch it up. The 57 Chevy changes colors every year or two, and that's actually part of its history, is that it would change colors back in the day. But try to keep it interesting, keep our sponsors happy, and have some fun with it.
Yeah, well, and you do a darn good job of that. I know you're sitting here with Method wheels and tires, head to toe, and sitting here at the General Tire booth, so, you definitely represent your sponsors well.
Yeah, what we've been doing is we rotate our sponsor shirts now. So today's Method Day, tomorrow's General Tire Day.
Oh, makes a lot of sense.
So give them some good love, and, great, makes for a great picture. You got 12 guys in General Tire shirts.
I'm going to steal that one from you. That's not a bad idea.
Hey, you should.
Seriously. I mean, we talk about marketing in this sport, and you're one of those guys that, does a good job. But that's one I'm stealing from you, man. That's a heck of an idea there, and get everybody, on the team dressed every day. And that way all sponsors are happy. Each day you've got.
Yeah, I'll give you a little financial tip later, but just realize who provides those T-shirts too, right?
Yeah. Oh, nice, man. So, what you soloing the whole thing, correct?
Yeah. I think once you get into the groove out there, it's hard to turn the car over to somebody, and they're like two long sprints, if you will. So by the time you get warmed up tomorrow, you'll be up close to the finish line. So we'll give it our best.
All right. Before we let you go, day number 2, when you get to the finish line there in Reno, what are you mixing with your Azuña?
I'm probably going to have it straight, but you know what? Thank God Husong's Cantina is up in Reno. We make it a habit to go to Husong's and they have those big margaritas with the beer in it. They call it the Bulldog.
I know we had a couple of years ago we did a remote from one of your parties at Husong's, right? Yeah.
Didn't we have a deal where somebody walked off without paying their tab?
I can't remember. I think you're right. Like there was a hall of people, and that was down there on the Strip. It was pretty cool spot.
We had a good time, and speaking about the Strip and stuff, I mean, how great is it going to be, the series next year, coming back to Vegas for the Mint, all the other things? Have you even talked about some of the new races this year with that Casey put on? oddly enough, I'm excited to go to Pahrump for some reason.
Yeah. Now, you know what? There's something about Pahrump. I mean, I raced it back in the day, the Pahrump 250, and it was a fun course. It's not an easy course, but it was 250 miles, and it was like, the Mint is rough, and it beats you up, and you're done and over it at 400 miles. It was – Pahrump gives you enough of that, but it's like you don't get burnt out. It's just there's like right as you're about done and over it, it finishes. And it's perfect.
Yeah.
It's not that extra grind.
Yeah, my second race ever was with Pete Soren in the trophy truck in Pahrump. So I have some good memories of that. That was always fun. But I'm looking forward to going there. I think Casey did a great job mixing it up this year. And so far, we've had a good time with everything he's put on. Laughlin was amazing.
Yeah.
Method
did an awesome job with that, man. It was.
Method crushed it, huh? They put on a good party. I committed to them because we threw a pool party after the trial thing for tire changing, but I committed to Method. They did the same, that we'll have a bigger party next year and keep going. So awesome. You got trouble coming your way now,
I know,
huh?
We got Jerry Zayden popping in here.
Live trouble. So, hey, it's been fun, man. Thanks for having us on.
Yeah. Take it easy. Good luck this weekend, Jim, and, see you at the finish line, buddy.
We'll see you in Reno. Take it easy.
All right, take it easy, brother. All right, we're going to take about a 2-minute break here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. We come back, and Jerry Zayden going to be on the line here at Vegas Reno, the General Tire booth. For 100 years, General Tire has provided tires for your lifestyle, your adventure, your anywhere. Born from competition, the Grabber tire offers the durability and off-road traction you demand in a tire. We put these tires to the test in the harshest off-road racing conditions to give you a tire that will make your anywhere possible. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us photos at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible. Because with General Tire, anywhere is possible. I'm Polaris rider Jim Beaver. I race trophy trucks professionally, host a Down and Dirty radio show, and also travel the country announcing motorsports events. I've seen it all, and trust me, I've done most of it, so when it comes time to relax on the weekend, nothing is better than taking time with my family in our Razor vehicles. They've got the reliability I need to just pick up and go explore the desert, dunes, or trail, and have the capability to attack even the harshest terrain. If you're looking for some of the most reliable and safest, and hands down most capable off-road machines in the world, look no further than Polaris and their award-winning lineup of Razor vehicles. Whether you want your daughter to experience off-road driving for the first time in a Razor 170 like me, take the entire family out in a Razor XP4 1000 on the weekend, or shred the desert and dunes in the all-new Razor XP 1000 Fox Edition, Polaris has you handled. Take my advice and join me and some of the best drivers in the world by driving a Polaris Razor. Check out the full Polaris Razor lineup at Polaris.com or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Polaris Razor. Since 1970, KC Highlights has been designing and manufacturing performance lighting for off-road and motorsports, beginning with the legendary Daylighter up until today's revolutionary Flex, Pod, and Pro 6 lighting systems. KC Highlights offers a full line of halogen, HID, and LED lighting solutions for your off-road vehicle. Looking for the best quality lighting? Looking for the brand champions choose? You're looking for KC Highlights. Find out more information at kchighlights.com or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at KC Highlights. MTX Audio is the leader in sound. Whether you're looking for high-quality, all-weather motorsports audio products like soundbars, amplifiers, and speakers that will work on any UTV or motorcycle, need to dial in your car or home with high-performance audio solutions, or are looking for a new portable speaker or set of headphones, MTX Audio has what you need to get your project sounding as good as it looks. MTX Audio is a family-owned American manufacturer who has been in business for over 40 years. Check out the full line of products at mtx.com. For 100 years, General Tire has provided tires for your lifestyle, your adventure, your anywhere. Born from competition, the Grabber tire offers the durability and off-road traction you demand in a tire. We put these tires to the test in the harshest off-road racing conditions to give you a tire that will make your anywhere possible. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us photos at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible. Because with General Tire, anywhere is possible. Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor, here with General Tire at the 2016 General Tire Vegas to Reno. hanging out here, the General Tire Semi. I'm in the shade. I can't say that everybody else is is lucky enough as me, but a nice ice-cold bottle of water here. And hanging out here, doing a little radio for all you listeners at home. And, man, it's a solid day. We got my buddy Jerry Zayden here from Camberg. He's going to be up next here on the show. Just talking with a couple of people, but we're going to sit Jerry down here and get him locked and loaded and mic'd up. All right, we're good there, Jerry?
Yeah, what's happening?
Oh, not much, man. Just enjoying the scenery here, and looks like you're doing it up just like Jim, man. You got the potassium there. You got with a banana. You got the water, man. It's all about hydration this go around, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's driving into town, I think we saw about 115 degrees out on that highway.
Yeah.
The water gauge on the tow truck, just right there on the red, because obviously, we're not going slow. We're just trying to get here.
Yeah, you got it pinned.
Yeah, we're pinning it. These trucks are made well these days. You just hope they don't blow up, I guess. But no, we had to get diverted on the way here. They had that whole Cajon Pass fire. So, from Huntington Beach, it's a straight shot to Vegas. And going to Palm Springs and through Yucca Valley and all around, we had an 8-hour drive, which normally takes about 4.
Dude, that's gnarly. That's a heck of a drive to get to Vegas.
Yeah, so you're just in the desert heat all day. But, hey, we got here. We're good.
That's when you wish your program was just that next step to the baller status where you could just send somebody with a rig and you fly in your Learjet, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Here's hoping 5 years that's where Camberg's at, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, no, how's everything been? I mean, you guys, obviously you guys are always hunting right around the podium, seems like each and every round. I mean, you splitting driving. I know you've got, obviously, Jason with you and Alex. And, I know Alex is, he's coming into his own as a desert driver, man.
Yeah, no, Alex is extremely talented. He's, raced Indy cars. He raced the Pirelli Series with K-Pax. So he did the whole Volvo program. He's raced for Ferrari. His last year with K-Pax there in the McLaren. Dude's always on the podium. I think he qualified first at Long Beach Grand Prix in an Indy car. I mean, that's a pretty big feat in itself. He's a good driver. He's just learning the desert. He doesn't have any experience with that. And we're teaching him with all that stuff. And he's doing really well. He's extremely fast. And he's just a real race car driver.
Yeah.
And what's hard for people to understand about that is off-road racing is a lot of hobbyists with a few race car drivers. But when you grow up, when you're, 12, 13 years old in go-karts, going to road race schools, and your parents invest millions of dollars behind you throughout your whole lifetime of racing, and as you know, going to Dirtfish Rally School, you learn and you pick up good habits. Versus in desert racing, there's a lot of this guy or that guy says to do it this way, or you got this setup or that setup, and hey, I won a race once 4 years ago, but I've been struggling ever since, But it's tough, and the level of these trucks and the level of racing we're at right now, when you have 33 60 100 trucks, and you have, in my opinion, there's about 10 of the guys in that class who could win. There's 10 really fast guys and really good trucks, good competition. It's going to take the guy that has the edge over the competition. Yeah. And if you can be focused, you got to think 300 miles is day one. That's 6 or 7 hours behind the wheel in 100-plus degree temperature inside of a truck that's not running cool. Yeah. And you got to be focused. And if you could be intense and focused that whole time, it's a big advantage.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Well, and I know, it's funny you talk about that, and I've talked about it before. I said, our vehicles in off-road are some of the craziest, vehicles on the planet. And I said, with them being as fast and as capable as they are, the problem is you can be sloppy in a trophy truck or 6100 truck and still be pretty fast. They're that forgiving, but it's finding that fine line that makes you, just that much quicker, and I think a proper race car driver, with a proper train, they come in and, and they're able to find that,
And that's it. I mean, you've driven them, so so they're all fast. The slowest guy in a trophy truck is still the 50th fastest guy at the race. But it's the 5 to 10 guys who are at the front of the pack letting it all hang out, battling in the dust at speed. It's calculated decision. It's a controlled crash the whole time. So whoever can handle that controlled crash the whole time the best, that's the guy with the advantage,
Yeah. Well, and, talking about 6,100, in the class you guys are running, and I know talking with Jim and, and then you guys were actually two of the OGs in that class. I mean, you guys were you see now and you see, I don't know, what is it, 30-something entries you guys have, but you guys helped create that class, man.
Yeah, so originally, the history of the class is, Jim Riley had that first truck was when Greg Fouts owned Trophy Light, and the 6100 was an idea of a spec V8 engine, which something I've been knocking on Casey's door since 2007, the first year we raced in Best in the Desert. When he opened up the 7200 rolls, I was like, why don't we open it up to a spec V8 because it keeps the cost down. It lets you innovate, you build an unlimited truck, but spec out the engine because that's really the one really expensive item on the trucks that really, in my opinion, holds people back. If you're racing in a class with 33 people and you're one of the lower 10 on the dollars on the wallet size, you're already discouraged. You already know you're going to a race you can't win. But if everyone's got the same power and now everyone has the same ability to go either in their own garage and create something on their own because they have a great idea or buy something from a good manufacturer, the motor keeps the principle of cost down and the idea of competition more competitive. And in a sense, Trophy Truck is spec. It's an unlimited class. Anyone could do whatever they want. But when you look at who's winning a race, you have a Dugan engine, a Croyer engine, and a Patton engine, and they're all essentially putting out 850 horsepower. They all run either the automatic Turbo 400, which is about 90% of them, and there's a few guys starting to run either a Fortin or an Albin's manual.
Yeah.
So essentially, they all have front wheel travel. They all have rear wheel travel. They're all about 125 inches long and 90 inches wide and hold about 100 gallons of fuel. What's really different from one Trophy truck to the other?
No, you're right.
Especially at the top level.
Yeah. Well, and you being a chassis manufacturer with Camberg, I mean, like you said, even a lot of the chassis, I mean, in the past, you look at them naked and they're a lot of them are similar. I mean, what are you guys doing? Because you guys are coming out with some pretty crazy designs. What are you guys doing to innovate?
Yeah, so essentially same thing. It's like you got three different engine builders, and the three different engine builders, they're all building a V8 engine. It's a Dart block with Brodix heads or whatever brand of heads with the Sonny Bryant crank, and pick your brand of pistons. They're all 450 to 480 cubic inches and a small block. Most of them are running Motec fuel injection. They're all, independent injection, basically an injector in each cylinder, running either twin throttle body or 8-stack. So the engine's pretty spec. And now you look at the chassis, and you got different builders with different theories. Our theories put the fuel in the middle of the car because that's a changing weight item. 100 gallons of fuel is 700 pounds. So why hang 700 pounds off the back axle and 150, 200 miles in, you're 700 pounds lighter? Well, we've measured other trucks. We've looked at them, and we've learned a rear fuel truck with 100 gallons when it's full to empty is about a 7 to 7.5 inches of rear ride height change. Well, that's going to drastically affect the handling of the vehicle from when you start the lap versus when you finish the lap. Mid-fuel, our truck only changes 2 inches. The weight on the rear of the truck only changes 2.2%. Those other trucks are changing a way more drastic percentage. That affects springs, valving, handling, diving on brakes, everything. It all changes. So I would say unarguably everyone would agree that the Riviera trophy truck, that was probably one of the best trophy trucks ever built. It's a mid-fuel truck.
Mid-engine, mid-everything, right?
It's front engine, mid-fuel.
Yeah.
The only hiccup on that truck today would be the shocks. It ran those internal bypass
one-off deals.
Yeah, Russ Warnham shocks. And at the time, it was fantastic. But today with King and Fox, these are multi-million-dollar companies today. Think about the volume. You go to Fox's, you're talking $50 million a year company plus. Think about the research and now all the years since that other truck was built to today. You're talking a 15-year-old truck, maybe even old. No, I'm sorry, that truck's even older than that. That truck's, I was in high school when they were building that truck at Ultra Wheels. It was Robbie Gordon's old truck. That truck's 25 years old. And it's still today a competitive truck because of the design. The shocks on it are still the same old shocks.
Yeah.
But in 25 years, the shocks, when you look at what Fox or King or these guys are doing with shocks, and it's very amazing. Like the stuff that we have on our truck right now with the DSC from Fox and the different pistons, the different flow on the bypass tubes, the adjustability. The technology is just being scratched at. And there's the new stuff that you see what's coming, electronically controlled bypass tubes and different fluids that change if you electrically charge the fluid with iron particles. I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff coming. It's just, when are we going to see it?
Yeah, bringing in that stuff from Formula One, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's what it's about. I mean, think back 25 years ago, going to the Parker race, right? So let's honestly think about it. You look at these videos, remember, let's look at our legend of our sport, Ivan Stewart, in that Toyota truck. He won all kinds of races. Well, look at those videos today at the speed that truck's going compared to the speeds the trucks are going today.
Yeah.
Right?
I'll say you get all these guys and, you got to bring that truck back. It'd still kick everybody's butt today and all that, and you got Ivan going, nah, not interested. And you talk to him and he's like, dude, that thing, he's like, it was fast, but he's like, there's no way.
Oh, at the time that truck dominated because of the technology and the dollars that went into it, right? Like you got Toyota out there, and I mean, that's a company that was like focused on winning races, and they were putting big money into doing it. Right now, we don't have that. We don't have Ford or Chevy or anyone stepping in focused on winning races, dumping millions of dollars behind programs. Yeah. All the money that's coming is from really smart people, like you got your Mason Motorsports, your Geyser Brothers, your Cambergs, your Alumacrafts, your Jimco's. You got a lot of manufacturers out there building really cool, and everyone's doing it differently, and that's what's kind of neat to see. And we're all winning races. We're all building quality vehicles. The vehicles are lasting. And essentially, it's the race teams that are bringing this technology today. And it's the manufacturers, because this is a real industry now. 25 years ago, a shock manufacturer was Bilstein. They had money. And you had Fox, which is a small company at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and you talk about being, reliable. Shoot, I mean, years ago, you just, we're talking 15 years ago, 20 years ago, you just finished a trophy truck race, you're guaranteed a top 3.
Exactly.
Now you just finish and you're guaranteed a top 25 maybe,
Yeah, exactly.
There's such a difference.
It's very true. And the level of competition, when you look at some of the big names in the trophy truck class, like look at the big names that used to be the big name. They're not even getting on the podium anymore.
No.
But now you got, your Bryce Menzies, your BJ Baldwins, your Andy McMillans, these 3 guys, your Justin Loftons. These guys are fast, And, we look back at our own program when we raced in the trophy truck class here in Bessemer. He does what they call trick truck. He did it with an LSX engine, not the real deal engine. So we're looking at it, in our truck, we're running a top 9, top 10 pace as a 6100. And the really tough thing, and I don't think a lot of people really look at where the 6100 starts. We're 100th off the line at Parker and the Mint. That means we're behind 100 people kicking up dust all day. And there's some guys in the buggies, the 1 cars or the 1500 cars out here in the trophy trucks. They just shouldn't be in one. They're slow, but they're out having fun and they're allowed to do it. A few guys in the trophy trucks where we're stuck behind these guys. And until we get around them, we can't really start putting down the speed. Well, when we're running that speed, we're looking at it going, man, if we're starting here and we're running this much longer in the day, so we're at nighttime that much longer, another hour at Parker, and we're finishing 11th overall, what happens when we put that Dugan 8-stack engine in our truck? So for Camberg, you're going to see us back next year biting on the big teams, and I think we're going to do pretty well with it. We have the little bit lighter truck, but heavy enough to stay on the ground. Thing's working amazing right now, and we're going to slap 850 horsepower in it with Dugan 8-stack power. And I think it's going to be interesting to see how we could do with that.
Yeah, I think it's definitely going to be pretty dang exciting to see you guys back in trick truck. And, I know when you guys first did it, I mean, this truck, it's fully developed now. That was, it was your kind of your first, jump into that arena, into limited trucks. And I'm pretty darn excited to see you guys throw some horsepower in it and go trophy truck racing again.
Yeah, we are too. And it's interesting because our first truck we had, we built the 2009. We're literally finishing it in the parking lot in Mexico, right? And we finished the race. I had Steve Myers He did the middle section. He had a couple bottlenecks and got stuck in the silt a couple times. It's pretty brutal for him. And, we just finished. Weren't really being competitive at that race. Went into Best in the Desert, went to Parker, and you were at that race as well. It's when that buggy rolled.
Oh, you and I both got stuck right off the start line,
yeah.
dude. And that was a buzzkill there, wasn't it?
That was horrible because, our truck was so tested and we were so confident in that race. And what happened was that buggy rolled in front of you. You were there, then we were right behind you. And I think when I look at the GoPro, it was like 54 minutes is how long we were stopped there. And if you take 54 minutes off the time we finished that race, we had third place. That was against a pretty big field. That doesn't even count the time that we were behind every pro truck, 10 car, 7200 truck, everything all day long. And I think we finished that race 10th place with all that downtime in the beginning. And so that was an eye-opener to us is look, you're running a marathon here. The fastest guy at the 100 meters, right? He's not going to be the guy winning the 2,000-meter race.
Yeah.
He can't do it. Well, this is a 2,000-meter race. It's we're running. It's beyond that. This is a marathon. We have a 400 miles to go, and Vegas to Reno this year is a 650-mile race. It's a 300-mile race and a 350-mile race 2 days in a row. You're not going to get through this race sprinting. You got to save the equipment. You have to get there. You cannot have downtime. You cannot be stopped for any reason. No. And that's what we're looking at is, going back to Trick Truck is we already run the pace, but now getting to start, where we earned in a qualifying position. If we could start 20th, 30th, 40th, it's way better than starting 100th. Even if the guys who pull away from us in front of us, we're just a dust-free day all day.
Yeah.
We're at our own pace.
Yeah, for sure. All right, how's driving splits gonna work with you guys? 'Cause I know you got three, totally capable, talented drivers yourself. Your partner Jason, and then Alex. How's things gonna work out?
So what we're doing is, Figgy's getting really fast behind the wheel. He's faster than I am, and Jason feels the same way, about himself. So it's like we put Figgy in day one, see how that goes. If he's being competitive, I know he's. This is all brand new terrain first day. But it's brand new for all of us, so I don't think it really matters who starts. There's no pre-running here. When we do Parker, we're all within a couple minutes around that whole lap, and it's pretty tight. And there's just different things, like you get someone in front of you holding you up, whatever. Yeah. But it's all very comparable. But we're gonna put Figgy in day one, see how he does, just take it from there, and make a decision for day two. Just see how it goes. All
right. Well, I appreciate you taking the time, Jerry. And, I know you guys, it's hot out here, but you guys got the truck over here and in the shade. And, we'll definitely catch up soon. Good luck this weekend.
All right. Thank you, bud.
All right. Take it easy. All right. That was Jerry Zayden with Camberg Racing and Team General Tire. Got that beautiful Monster Energy Camberg truck sitting there, and we're going to take a short commercial break. Come back, we're gonna wrap things up. Might have another interview we're going to throw in, but wrap things up here from General Tire at 2016 General Tire Vegas to Reno. Your life demands a tire that provides durability, comfort, and performance, and that's what General Tire delivers for you. From the all-season grip of the Grabber UHP to the comfort and on-road manners of the Grabber HTS to the durability and off-road traction of the Grabber AT2, General has a tire that will help get you where you need to go. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible, because with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
I'm Polaris rider Levi LaValle, and I choose Polaris just because they have the best quality, highest performing, most fun machines out there.
Only one company has taken Levi LaValle to 10 X Games medals, snowcross championships, a double backflip, and a world record long jump of 412 feet across the San Diego Harbor on New Year's Eve, and that company is Polaris. Whether it's dominating the X Games, racing a stock Polaris RZR XP1000 in the Terracross Championship, or just hitting the trail on the weekend, for over 20 years, Levi has relied on the same quality Polaris vehicles and products you can purchase at your local Polaris dealer. Take the advice of action sports legend Levi LaValle and visit Polaris on the web at Polaris.com to see the full lineup of Polaris vehicles, or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Polaris RZR. – Are you looking for a place to push yourself behind the wheel and see how your driving skills stack up? Dirtfish Rally School is that place. Located on 315 acres of pristine automotive playground at the foot of the Cascade Mountains in Snoqualmie, Washington, right outside of Seattle, Dirtfish Rally School is a one-of-a-kind place where everyone from first-time drivers to seasoned professionals like Bucky Lassick and Antoine Lestage can push themselves to their limit. Whether driving the high-performance rally-prepped all-wheel drive Subaru Impreza STI is what you're looking for, or you'd rather hang it all out in the rear-wheel drive Subaru BRZs, Dirtfish Rally School has something for everyone. Classes are available from 2 hours to 3 full days and feature instructors with over 150 years of combined racing experience. Whether you're looking to become the best and get an edge on the competition, or just looking to freshen your skills behind the wheel, Dirtfish Rally School is the place to go. For more information on registering for classes, visit Dirtfish on the web at dirtfish.com, or to check out the latest happenings from Dirtfish, follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Dirtfish Rally. Since 1970, KC Highlights has been designing and manufacturing performance lighting for off-road and motorsports, beginning with the legendary Daylighter up until today's revolutionary Flex, Pod, and Pro 6 lighting systems. KC Highlights offers a full line of halogen, HID, and LED lighting solutions for your off-road vehicle. Looking for the best quality lighting? Looking for the brand champions choose? You're looking for KC Highlights. Find out more information at kchighlights.com or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at KC Highlights. MTX Audio is the leader in sound. Whether you're looking for high-quality, all-weather motorsports audio products like soundbars, amplifiers, and speakers that will work on any UTV or motorcycle, need to dial in your car or home with high-performance audio solutions, or are looking for a new portable speaker or set of headphones, MTX Audio has what you need to get your project sounding as good as it looks. MTX Audio is a family-owned American manufacturer who has been in business for over 40 years. Check out the full line of products at mtx.com. Your life demands a tire that provides durability, comfort, and performance, and that's what General Tire delivers for you. From the all-season grip of the Grabber UHP to the comfort and on-road manners of the Grabber HTS to the durability and off-road traction of the Grabber AT2, General has a tire that will help get you where you need to go. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible, because with General Tire, anywhere is possible. Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris RZR, General Tire edition, out here with General Tire at the 2016 General Tire Vegas to Reno. And got my next guest. We're pulling you in from, you're actually one of the few working out here. The rest of us are just enjoying things. Ashley with General Tire.
Roasting.
I know. And what is it, Wilkie, right?
Yes.
Ashley Wilkie,
Yep.
all right. You've been with General Tire. I know you're one of the General Tire models. You get to do the Lucas stuff and here and there. And I was Insta-stalking you a little bit ago and gave you a follow. But you're with you do some stuff with Traxxas as well and Monster Energy.
I do. I'm all over the place.
Yeah,
Any sort of motorsport, somehow I have wiggled my way into.
Nice. It's a good problem to have, though.
It is a good problem. Very fun.
And you're telling me veteran radio host, right?
Yeah, I got my degree in broadcast journalism.
Oh, nice,
Yeah,
nice.
so I had a radio show, an internet radio show in college, talking about all that, pop culture, gossip, all that good stuff.
Oh, nice. You were like the TMZ in college?
I was,
oh,
but a little bit more PG.
Okay, yeah. Sometimes they can get out of hand a bit,
Oh, yeah.
right? Yeah, so I got to ask, do you still keep up on all that just because, like...
I do, not quite as intense as I did, but yeah.
Now you've got all the motorsports gossip, right?
Stuff. Yeah, well, they don't tell me too much.
All right. Nice. So I know you were signed with General Tire this year. How's things been so far? How's the ride with General Tire been?
It's been super fun. I started almost a year ago now, last October, with the Off-Road Expo. And then, mostly doing all the Lucas Oil off-road short course races. So it's been a ton of fun. Ton of fun. And then graduating here now pretty soon. My year will be up, so we'll see. But it's been really fun. I know SEMA is kind of the final event, and that's always fun too. Yeah,
SEMA's definitely a fun time. There's so much goes on out there.
Oh my God,
crazy.
It is crazy.
Yeah, you're one that wears like multiple hats at SEMA. I know I've got friends, and one day they're in one booth, and the next day they're wearing another shirt in another booth, and it's like.
Yeah, for SEMA, I'll just be strictly General Tire and Continental Tire, which the two companies. So get to stay in one general location, which will keep it simple. But yeah, I know a lot of the girls are all over the place, but just sticking with my tire company for the show.
Oh, nice. Well, I'll make things easier. Man, I don't know. I'll have to get one of those Fitbits or one of the Apple Watches and see at SEMA, because you can flat put some miles down at SEMA. Like, it's crazy.
Any of those trade shows, I've done it, and it's like easily like you can go from like 5 to 8 miles, just you're booking it nonstop, walking around.
Yeah, you get done at the end of the day, and people are like, oh, you want to go out? I'm like, I really just want to go to the hotel room and sit down.
I know. Everyone makes fun of me because they say I'm a grandma, but I get so tired. I just want to sleep. Those days are so long.
Yeah. So what's your favorite race so far you've been with General Tire? Obviously, you've been doing the Lucas and the desert stuff. So which one's your favorite so far?
Ooh, that's a good question. I mean, any of the ones where Jared makes podium has been the best. Just because Jared Brooks he's so much fun to watch. He's so young. I think he's going to go
such
really
a nice
far.
Kid, too, right?
So nice. Yeah, that's what's rare, I think, in any of these motorsports industries, as bad as that may sound. But just having a humble guy, a really nice guy, I think is.
Well, it's like
cool.
You can tell when somebody's brought up, and I don't feel like I'm an old guy, I still race, and I'm 30s, but whatever, and he's calling me sir and stuff. I'm like, Jarrett, dude, enough with that. I'm just Jimmy, right?
Yeah. It's rare, but it's so pleasant to have someone like that.
Definitely a good kid. He's awesome. I mean, there's been races this year where he's double wins, and I mean, it's just crazy.
Oh yeah, he's killing it.
So fast. Yeah, I know. I always get a text from General Tire, after that, and he's, Jarrett did it again. It's like, get him on air, and it's so exciting. But stoked to have you out here. And
thank you.
Sucks. I guess we met halfway through the year when things are winding down, right? I don't know.
We'll bear this heat today together.
Yeah, I don't know. I do a lot of stuff with all kinds of stuff, so I know you're out there. Shoot, I was just looking, with Traxxas. I know I'm good friends with Taylor Snyder, and she's a good friend of mine.
She's my boss.
Yeah, she pops in on the show once in a while, calls in.
I love Taylor.
Yeah, I just had Courtney Force on air about a month ago. Her and Graham both. They did an interview together, and that was fun. And Courtney's awesome. I love her.
So sweet. Sweet.
So yeah, we'll definitely we'll have to, maybe we'll get you to call into the weekly show or something sometime.
That would be awesome.
Talk some motorsports, but I know you've got some fans out here waiting. So
I have someone who's already took my seat.
I know, right? You better watch out. He's going to start signing for you, but we better let you go and get back to work. But thanks a lot, Ashley.
Thank you so much.
All right, take it easy. All right, that was Ashley Wilkie with General Tire. If you're out here in Vegas, you can definitely stop by and get her to sign something for you. And, just an awesome personality. She's with General Tire. She'll be at all the Lucas Oil races as well. Ashley Wilkie, definitely give her a follow on Instagram. I know I just did, but you guys can too. And definitely an awesome personality. Bounce around all kinds of, off-road events and stuff like that. She's definitely, all over the grid. Pretty cool. Pretty cool to have somebody like that, a model that eats, sleeps, breathes motorsports. But it's Ash Wilkie XO, ASHWILKEXO. You can definitely give her a follow and check things out. And I don't know, it looks like we got Caitlin Panis with General Tire out here as well. But we're going to wrap things up here from Contingency here at Vegas to Reno. Got to give a big shout out to all my General Tire teammates. I know Mark Burnett, CJ Hutchins, they've been bouncing around, and looks like we missed them. Definitely General Tire. Give them a follow on social media. They'll be keeping you updates all weekend long on Vegas to Reno. And definitely check out that brand new General Tire Grabber X3. I've got it behind me. I'm telling you, it is a game changer as far as off-road tires go. You definitely want to check it out. Get your hands on a set. I know I've got a set on my Razor, and those things are absolutely amazing the way they hook up and they track well. And if you're looking for a car tire, UTV tire, it doesn't matter. General Tire X3, they've got you dialed in. So thanks a lot for General Tire. And I got to give a shout out to all our sponsors, everybody that supports this show: Polaris Razor, KC Highlights, MTX Audio, Dirtfish, and Terracross, Gibson Exhaust. And it's Subaru, Blue Water Resort and Casino. Couldn't do without you. You can always give me a follow at JimBeaver15 on Instagram and Twitter, Facebook.com/Down and Dirty Show. Give me that feedback at JimBeaver15. And make sure and, if you're listening to us on iTunes, subscribe and give us that feedback, those reviews at iTunes on our podcast. Would love it. But thanks to all you for tuning in. It's going to be a long day tomorrow. Once again, we're out here until 5 o'clock at General Tire here at Contingency at the Aliante Resort and Casino. Come by, check it out. We will see you guys next Tuesday on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor.